This day is an exciting day for Springboard. It's about saving lives. It's about saying to someone, it's okay. It doesn't finish here. You're only 15, your life's only begun. I have the privilege of directing Springboard. My first 2 years of alternative education was steep, but in that process, there were some principles that were put down. Invest into people, believe in people, and give them an opportunity to succeed.
In Rodney District, north of Auckland, the semi-rural villages of Warkworth, Wellsford and Snells Beach form an idyllic small Kiwi community.
My name's Bede Hoy and I'm the officer in charge here at Warkworth. It's got a bit of everything, I think. It's got a really connected community, which is important to us, good schools, great beaches. There had been a marked increase in youth crime. Most of the kids are coming to our attention as they're getting older, and often with the kids who are having the biggest problems that manifests in crime.
We realised that, hey, these kids have got some big needs, huge needs.
Gary and the Springboard Trust are tackling these problems with a wide range of tools and techniques.
We started this youth offending program called Go 180. And the namesake is Go 180, turn around 180 degrees. You don't have to get down this track, buddy. You honestly don't.
Lindsay Paul has worked for Springboard since 2005 and now runs the Go 180 Youth Offenders Program. Having worked as an Auckland police officer for 6 years, he knows all about restorative justice.
They've all come via the police, so then they get sent on to SIF's youth justice side, and from there I go to the family group conference. I sit down with the family, with the police, and then we work out the terms and conditions of their punishment.
Lindsay's Go 180 program is helping to change the lives of young offenders.
A trend was definitely happening where kids were tagging and doing all that sort of just negative behaviour. A lot of it was petty to start off with, but then it was starting to move into the bigger stuff, like completely trashing new homes.
We got the news that he'd been in trouble, that his name was picked out. They totally trashed a very expensive brand new house that was being built. Someone put them up to it and they very silly went along with it, believing they were doing it for a right reason, which is insane. So they got into serious trouble for that. The family was shattered. He was ashamed of himself.
I was sitting in the rusty steel mill courts in the big prison cell, sitting there thinking, what have I done? I couldn't actually believe it. Couldn't. It was so stupid. Such a stupid thing to do, but I guess everyone does it in their youth and learns from it.
A lot of it is anger, lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence. They're just unhappy kids inside, and they lash out at the world, they lash out at the family.
I started down in Auckland and got involved with the wrong people, and I sort of wasn't allowed to live with my mum, so I had to move up north and start living with my nana and papa, and started Mahirangi College. School wasn't the thing for me, so I got kicked out of school, got in quite a lot of trouble, had to do some community service and anger management, which changed me a lot from an angry person to a happy person. I'd hate to see where I'd be now without impact. Gary and Lindsay and all the tutors really helped me and changed my life.
It's not just the kid that gets the support and the help emotionally and everything. The family does too. They take the lot on. They go off and they do something else again. You ring the school, it can be day or night, and they're there. If it's emergency, they'll come out. Who does that?
We became convinced that Gary was the real deal. When Gary satisfied us he was here for the long haul and that he had the skill set and the charisma and he was prepared to operate on the smell of an oily rag, then we got behind him.
Well, me and a couple of mates stole some stuff and did some bad stuff and got on Impact, the alternative education, because I got expelled from school. And then I got into this because I left the course, and now I'm doing community hours.
It's teenage boys just doing dumb things and they get caught out because some of them are driving offences. Some of them, the family is really ingrained in the whole criminal activity, and so it's like a family business and they just flow on from there. Others, there's just lack of boundaries and boredom, and that's where they get into crime. with Carl. He's probably only got another 2 months at the most with us, and with him I'm just walking alongside him each day. Carl's come up with this idea of doing firewood, which is really cool. He's starting to think through, okay, what are the costs going to be, how are we going to do it, what things do we need, all of those sorts of things.
Springboard was doing the firewood, and found out how much they make from it, and I just get a trailer load and thought about doing it myself.
If these guys can move forward, that's and it's servicing the community, that's what we want to do.
Many of the young offenders, like Carl and Bjorn, began their community sentences here in Lindsay's workshop.
Taylor has had some negative choices in his life that definitely removed him from school, and he continued that action which was taking him into youth offending. So he has had a stint of that, and he said that that's well and truly behind him now.
Do what we do to get here, you know, it's not a good thing that we did, but, you know, come around here and do this sort of stuff like sanding, building stuff. It's really, really hands-on sort of shit, like real fun. As we're making right here, planter boxes, benches, planting pots, tables, and then stain it down. All the proceeds go to Springboard.
This bench here takes us about 2 hours to make, but it's really quick and it gives a really quick sense of achievement. And so on the first day when the youth offenders come in here, we'll make a bench like this on the first day, and they come out going, wow, this is amazing, we've made a first bench. And like any boys, power tools and noise, they just love it. So this is a bit of a blend. I get to do my policing in one sense by keeping them away from crime, but I get to do the social work side where you get to help them, help their families, and see a whole lot of them go forward.
So what in your do?
The Springboard Alternative Education Program consists of classwork and developing outdoor practical skills, which lead to NCEA qualifications and future employment.
It's not immediate, it's a process. It's a commitment that you have to go through, but I think by walking alongside them, even though I'm to them an old person, be a friend, be a life coach. As we walk, they see that I'm actually on their side, and then it opens up that trust, and that's the key. That's the key to open the door.
One of the things that Gary kind of presented to me when I first started was the point that this is about giving these guys second chances. All of us make mistakes, so let's give them someone that's going to sit there and believe in them and say, just because you got kicked out of school, you're not dirt.
I'm David McLeod and I'm principal at Maharangi College. Some of these students have had major issues to deal with in their life. Some of them are quite messed up and they need a bit of tender love and care. Then it's my responsibility as principal to make sure that these children are looked after once they've been excluded. I have to either find them another school to attend or alternative education.
Triangle, rectangle.
Over 1,200 students, we might exclude 2 students a year. It's for very serious behaviour. Often they're actually children from disadvantaged backgrounds who have come from out of our school area. They've come into the school and created havoc.
Okay, let's put the cell phones away, please. Hayden, you as well, bro. You're also part of this team. You have kids coming from split families, and so I can understand when they go to a normal school, when the teacher asks them to do some maths or English, and they're going through turmoil at home.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Okay. I can understand why they turn around to a teacher and tell them to F off, get lost. Maths and English mean nothing to them at that stage of their life. Now, fraction is something over something.
My name is Zen Adam. I'm 14 years old. I love music, surfing, longboarding, chilling with my friends.
He's all about being friends with everyone. His problem at school was that he didn't really think about stuff before he did it.
Oh, I just got caught for real stupid stuff. Like when I was at Arua, at that college, I got caught with a whole lot of seeds in my bag, and they didn't like that, but they weren't even mine. Like so one of my friends came up to me at school and was like, "Oh, could you please hold these just for like a couple of hours or something?" I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet."
I think it was about in his first week he brought cannabis here as well, and we said, "Okay, here's your warning. You don't do that here or else, you know." Oh, what? I don't know, it's just little steps as you go. He's come a long way from where he was. But yeah, no, he's a really nice kid. Really nice kid. Kellyanne, she was really quiet when she first started because we had, I think it was 12 boys on at the time, and then she came and was the only girl.
Where were you going to school before here?
Rodney College.
Yeah. And why did you leave?
Expired.
She's not a loud person at all, and she's she's quite relaxed.
What's it been like for you here?
It's better.
Why is it better? Why is it that it's easy for you here?
Because they explain stuff better. I get my work done and all my credits.
And Kellyanne is using her credits to work towards a career in hairdressing. Springboard's Alternative Education have arranged for Kelly to have work experience at their local hairdressers.
I like playing with hair and doing the hairstyle, cleaning, like mopping the floor, sweeping, and then they started to let me wash clients' hairs, do perming.
Through talks with the owner of the place, she's doing really well there. Because of kind of the work we do in the community, a lot of local businesses go, you know what, we'll give you guys a shot, and so these guys can get out and experience different career choices and different jobs that they previously, you know, at school they wouldn't have been able to jump into that for an extended period and actually see if they enjoy it or not.